doing? Huh? What are you doing? Were you wrestling with your blankets? Huh? Oh. That's my puppy. Yeah, he's never bit me. Have you? Never bit me. Even as a puppy. He's always been very gentle on me. Yes, you have. Such a good boy. Oh, you want to go outside? Anything smell good out there? There you go. Okay. Let me fix your leash. There you go. Look at his great toys. These are 2 new ones that he got this year. So spoiled. I got a new toy. Oh boy. Hi everyone. I hope y'all are doing great today. We are gonna have a little bit of a warm one today, I think. Yesterday we hit 80. So we're planning to be leaving this area pretty soon. I mean, y'all know that I want to get back to New York to see my doctor. That's still my plan. So we're going to be packing up here in the next handful of days and getting out of here. I'm trying to just really calmly go into the trip. It's going to be 2,400 miles. I typically do it in 4 days, 600 miles a day. It's usually more like 500, 500, 500, and then 900 on the last day, because I never feel like stopping when I'm only like 2 hours away from my destination. I just push on through. So we'll see. I'm trying not to grind us, you know, and just take it slow. I've got the power sports equipment out here in the background, and that's what I want to talk about today. I've had a lot of messages from folks over the years, and lately, people that have seen the e-bike in the background or seen it on our Instagram, people that ask, you know, why don't I just not have a motorcycle and just carry an e-bike? And I've got my own thoughts and opinion on that, you know, based on what my needs are, and what I think works well and what doesn't work in this kind of environment and our lifestyle. So we're going to talk about that today. Take a ride on the e-bike, take a ride on the motorcycle, and bring y'all along. And we'll talk about, again, just my opinion on this stuff. So I hope that you find it interesting and that it helps some of you make that decision. Okay, so you may have seen me putting around on this bike here recently. So we're going to talk about the Engwe M20. The Engwe name, you may recognize that. I had one of their bikes. It was the bike that had the fastest top speed. This one also has a fast top speed. So you may notice right off the bat, you've got dual batteries. These are 48 volt batteries, and you've got 2 of them. They've really improved. The previous model, when you wanted to switch batteries, you had to like unplug this cable and plug it into the other battery. These aren't like that. So they just have a switch on them. When you want to turn that battery on, you flip the switch and that battery is on. When you want to go to the next one, you just flip the switch and that battery's on. So some of the standard things that this bike has, you got the 4-inch big fat tires. You've got a Shimano 7-speed with the nice thumb shifter up here. Now what this has that I really like, you know that, I like the twist throttles, and this has a full twist throttle. Small control panel over here on the left side handlebar. So some of the unique features that this has that I like, it's got dual headlights. They're LED headlights and they have low and high beam. The dual batteries, obviously. It has a rear tail light, dual suspension, so both rear and front suspension, and the front forks, they're adjustable. So this is, again, the Engwe M20. It's a 750 watt hub motor, has a 1,000 watt peak. It's spec'd at 28 miles per hour top speed. So the mileage range, they say on this, pure battery, no pedaling, 34 miles per battery. So you got 2 batteries, that's 68 miles without pedaling. Obviously, if you pedal, they're talking about close to 50 per battery, so about 100 miles if you're pedaling. So a lot of range on this thing. Because of the design of this, you notice that the seat, you know, it's not adjustable for the height. It sits you kind of down and back. So this is a bike that's really, I feel, designed for battery power. When you're pedaling on this thing, you're not pushing down on the pedals, you're kind of pushing forward. So you don't get that full extension of your legs. So it's a interesting design. So I ride this thing mostly on the battery. I do some pedaling, especially when I've got Lefty with me, because we're just kind of putting around really slow, and I ride it without the batteries turned on. But I think it's really designed well for battery power. This version, fully assembled with 2 batteries, it weighs 105 pounds. So it's not a light bike. A lot of these kind of next level e-bikes, they do weigh 100 pounds. If you remember my daughter's, the orange bike, that weighed over 100 pounds. So they're built really sturdily. With that sturdiness and all the features comes a little bit of weight. And it has a load rating, 265 pounds. If you're interested in the Engwe M20, I'll put the info down in the video description. You can go check it out. This one's built really well, rides really well. The dual suspension is a real plus. You can definitely feel the back shock working when you go over bumps. So look down in the description, go check it out if you're interested. We're gonna go for a little ride. Okay, buddy, I'll be right back. So as I said, I have received messages a lot over time, people asking me why I don't just get an electric bike, you know, instead of a motorcycle. And each one has its pros and cons, definitely, just like a lot of things, you know. Don't want to run over that little doggy. Little action area up here, a lot of dogs. So each, an electric bike has its definite pros and cons, and so does a gas bike. So I'll tell you, for me, what I'm looking for in a vehicle that's got 2 wheels. So one of the things that I've used the bikes for, obviously for recreation, right? Just for fun, just to have some fun. But they also can be used for utilitarian purposes. So over the years, I've used the bikes to take rides into town to pick up small little grocery trips. You know, I take my backpack, pick up some fresh meat, drinks, whatever. That's one of the things that I really like doing that, because it takes my toy and turns it into a useful tool. The second thing that I look for in a bike is the excitement, you know. I don't ride anywhere near like I used to when I was younger, as far as speed and taking risks and things like that. I don't do that anywhere near like I used to. But I do need to be able to have that performance when I want it. You've all seen me come out here and then I roll the throttle on and get a big jazz out of that, you know? I really like doing that. So that's part of what I want in a bike, in a 2-wheeled vehicle, is to have that power when I want it, without it being crazy, you know? Another thing that I need is I need a bike that's not too heavy because of where I carry it on my truck. That carrier that I have is rated for up to 350 pounds. I think the heaviest bike I carried on it was that Kawasaki KLX 250. That thing was right at about 300 pounds, 304 pounds. It was heavier even than my KTM 500. And the lightest was this bike here, this Gas. My last bike, the GPX Moto, that was light also. So that was like 240 pounds. So it was a good bike for that carrier. So I need a bike that's not heavy, that has some performance to it, and that can be street legal too. Obviously, riding into town, they need to be street legal. So those are the things for me. I need a bike that's lightweight, that's street legal, that can go on the trails, and that has some performance to it so that I don't get bored with it. My Kawasaki, I got bored with that 250, it just didn't have the power that I wanted. I think the bike that I rode the most was the Kawasaki though, as far as street riding, because it was so easy to ride, so quiet. Wow. See? Awesome bike. Let's talk about the electric bikes, the e-bikes. The thing that I really like about the e-bike, it's great for just putting around the campsite. I say putting, you're not really putting, you're buzzing around. How's that? They're great for around the campsite. They don't make any sound. They're super simple to ride. You can just hop on it in your shorts and a t-shirt and just ride around, go over to your friend's camp, you know, instead of walking. They're really, really well suited for that. That's what's best about the e-bike. I've had people contact me and say, could you ride the e-bike from where you are into town? And the short answer is no. I guess you technically could, but the road is 65 miles an hour. There's no sidewalks on the side of it. So you wouldn't have any way to safely to do it. You could make the 5 miles, that's not a problem, but the roadway is not friendly for bicycles. There's no way I would even think about doing that. She's been barking. Oh my gosh. I thought Lefty barked a lot. Yeah, the e-bikes are really great for riding around camp, but there's no way I could use the e-bike for trips into town. I'm thinking of the different areas where we've camped where I have ridden the motorcycles into town. I think the only place where it would have worked, when we were in Quartzsite years ago, we camped at Skadden Wash, which is right on the outskirts of town. And so that I would be able to do it because it's only like a half a mile into town. But the other places, all the other towns and camp locations we've been at, the e-bikes would not work. It's just too far, you know, up some, you know, steep roads. Not anything that I would be able to do on the e-bike. So for me, having an e-bike around is great fun because it's so compatible with the campsite. And then having the motorcycle is something that I feel like I always want to have a gas bike because I do like to get out on the road and take off. So to the big question of replacing a motorcycle with an e-bike, for me, that'll never happen. It'd be great if I could have both all the time, but that's a lot of infrastructure and how to carry them both. So I think that for me, having a gas motorcycle is always going to be what I want. And we're going to talk later in other videos about this bike and is this the right bike for me? Because I don't know. I'm trying my best to pick the right bike. You know, the unicorn bike. The one that probably doesn't really exist, but we keep trying to find it. So thanks everyone for being along with us today. I really appreciate it. Everyone take care, be safe, and we'll see y'all again really soon. You be a good boy in the truck. Ah! No, give me! Give me the toys. Oh, what do you got? Come here. Okay, come here, puppy. Come here. You be a good boy in the truck. Ah! You be a good boy. Oh, what a good puppy. Let me see. Oh. Didn't tear anything up. Very good. That's my good boy. Yes, you are. Well, you got a fly on your head. Okay. Okay, so I got backup now. Yeah, this is all of the packing and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of it. If you can muscle the front end up in the air, the question I have is figuring out how all these spacers go. I'm guessing they have it set up in the correct orientation, but I just got to see if, you know, if this goes on the inside or the outside of the fork and that kind of stuff. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal. That's got to be the way they've set it up. Oh man, these spacers are so wide. So it's got to be like fork goes there, fork goes there, right? I'm guessing. Okay. Okay, is that it? Yeah, the shaft sleeve and gasket shall be installed according to the picture. Jeez.
Okay. He's up front.
Yeah, I just thought I heard him in the garbage. Okay, Mike is... Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. This is his first ride on an e-bike. So he's having fun. There he is. So y'all should be thankful that I didn't subject you to the whole assembly process, because there were some bad words. I'm gonna be truthful. I got so mad. Just little things, you know? Like once the bike was on both wheels and then it's like they had plastic covering over the headlights. And the only way to get it off entirely was to take the whole headlight apart and take the lens out, and then peel the plastic off and then put it all back together. Oh my gosh. Left.
That's pretty cool.
You like it? All right. Lefty.
I'm surprised how fast they'll go.
Yeah. Look at that. We got a blimp. Wow, that's really far away. Watch this.